Vladimir Putin controls what Russians see, hear, and read about what's going on in Ukraine. He says it's not a war or an invasion, it's a special military operation to protect the Russian-speaking populations of eastern Ukraine against the what he would call aggression of the government in Kyiv. And state television parrots the Kremlin's narrative. So if you switch on state TV here, you don't see a lot of what is actually happening in Ukraine. It's very different to what people in the West see on their television screens at home. And accusations of war crimes, the strike on the maternity hospital in Mariupol, these things are either not shown or they're dismissed as fake news constructed by Ukraine and the West. It's really hard for independent media, and there's not a lot of it left now, to tell the truth, in effect. That's partially because the Kremlin changed the law just a few days ago, and that means that anyone who deliberately spreads or publishes what the Kremlin would deem to be false information about what's happening in Ukraine can be punishable by up to 15 years in prison. A lot of journalists have fled the country, Russian journalists particularly, because they say it's either tell the truth and go to jail or get out of the country and try to do your best from there. Russians, I think, are starting to notice that things are changing in their country as a result of Western sanctions and the fact that a lot of Western companies are pulling out of Russia full stop. So we have started to see, for example, some lines at cash points as people try to get foreign currency out. Some supermarkets are restricting the amount of goods that people can buy. Prices are starting to go up, and it's not as easy as it was to get hold of things. One of my colleagues is saying it's very difficult to get a spare part, for example, for his car. But this is only the beginning. Sanctions haven't really started to bite yet. The real economic pain that analysts say most Russians are going to feel, and feel really deeply, hasn't yet started to bite.